It's My Brothers and Idiot, the podcast. The number one podcast in the world for 5 old people. And now, here's King Goo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to My Brothers and Idiot. This is not King Goon. This is the other guy. King Goon is here. He is in Nashville. He has had some wine. Let's check in with him and see how he's doing so far in his adventure in Nash.
All right, so I don't understand what's happening in the NBA right now. There have been so many goddamn trades leading up to tomorrow's trade deadline, and not a single one of these teams involved in any of these trades has gotten better. And I can't quite grasp what's going on. Golden State, just hear me out. Golden State basically just shipped off Andrew Wiggins for Jimmy Butler. This makes no sense for either one of these teams, except for maybe Miami because they get rid of Jimmy Butler, who's been a problem. Golden State doesn't get better here. They get rid of one of the younger pieces on their team for the chance to maybe make a move. They're in 10th place. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Luka to the Lakers, but they get rid of AD.
I know what's happening.
They haven't added a center yet. They don't have a center. You have to have a center in the West. Nobody's getting better. What the fuck is happening? NBA trades are drunk, and so am I.
So I don't know if you guys have caught this, but since the Luka trade, a couple of people have made their opinions known about the Luka trade. One being DeAndre Fox, who got traded like 2 hours after the trade when he said that it was bad. And yeah. And then the other one was Dennis Schroeder, who said it was like slavery. And then he got moved today too. So speak out against the Luka trade and you get fucking shipped.
Right. My favorite part of that was De'Aaron Fox said, I don't understand what's happening. And somebody quote tweeted him and said, be quiet, N-bomb, you're next.
You're next.
Yeah, that was wild.
He got traded like 2 hours later. Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, there's a little
entertainment.
There's a little bit of nuttiness going on. I mean, the basketball itself isn't really all that interesting right now. So at least they're entertaining us off the court, which is something that the NBA is known to do. Is a lot of their product is entertaining both on and off the court. And that's one of the appeals of the NBA, right? Is like their stars are actually stars both on the basketball court and away from the court. And, you know, this kind of lends into the news cycle there. So like you said, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. A lot of these trades, except for, like you said, the Jimmy Butler trade makes a ton of sense just because they had to get rid of him. But it doesn't make any sense for anyone. Hold on. Yep. Shut the hell up. I'm speaking. Let me finish my point and you'll understand. The point is Jimmy Butler needed to leave Miami. He was obviously going to be a sword. There's not a whole lot of other trade value you can get. So that portion of that trade made sense. Literally every other trade that's happened, I'm with you, Matt, does not make sense at all. Makes no sense at all. Like, I don't understand what LeBron and the GM of the Lakers is doing. I think he's and it's weird that I'm sorry, I know we're not supposed to be talking about this. This is Super Bowl week, guys. We're supposed to be talking about the Super Game and all that, but all this NBA shit is just wild to me. I don't understand how people keep gifting the Lakers generational talent at the peak of their generational talentedness for nothing. Like, the Lakers got him for 2 broken knees and a second round pick. And they actually had 2 firsts on the board and pulled both of those off because they didn't need to give them away. Like, I don't understand how the Lakers keep getting gifts like this.
I do.
It doesn't. That part of it is awful. I mean, the NBA is fixed. Obviously, we get that.
There you go. Still in the fucking LA bag. That's why.
Well, and the other thing that's crazy about this trade too is Dallas. A lot of the ownership group had no idea that this was going to happen. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the interview where the guy was like, "I was talking to Cubes and he had no clue." Granted, Cubes is a minority owner now, but that guy still has money on the team. He's a minority owner. He still has stake. He just doesn't have a majority stake anymore. He sold his. He still has stake in the team. Yeah. But none of the majority ownership knew, but none of the rest of the people knew that they were trading the best player, the second best player in Mavericks history, got traded this week, and half of the ownership group didn't know.
Well, and the news that came out is that apparently Nico didn't even know. He didn't know it was happening until it was happening. They'd had the conversations, but he was like, when they announced it, he's like, I didn't actually even know that was going to happen. We had a conversation. I didn't realize they were going to immediately trade away. So the GM that everyone's pissing on is like, I actually didn't know either. So big surprise for everybody this week, I guess.
Yeah. GM is still the GM, man. His name's all over it, and he'll be fired at the end of the year.
100% he should have known, but apparently they even went around him on this.
So who's they?
Yeah, who is that?
Ownership. It has to be who the ownership group had to make this decision, I'm guessing. Somewhere in the back room made this decision over everyone else.
I don't know how you
standing up as
get
Nico.
Luka on the market and don't have a bidding war.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh God,
because
yeah.
They basically gave him away, to Mark's point, for a broken big in his 30s and a song, and they could have had all kinds of assets thrown their way if they would have just opened it up and said, Luka's up for grabs. Who wants him? And they didn't do that. This was a one-team conversation, which makes absolutely no sense.
They could have had
neither team got better.
They could have had the other 2/3 of a backcourt and 3 first-round picks if they would have floated this to the league instead of with apparently some backroom deal. Like, it's Luka. Jesus Christ, who's not? Yeah, and like, oh well, he's out of shape. What the? Who cares? He's one of the best scorers in the league. Yeah, he doesn't play defense worth the shit, but he's one of the best scorers in the league. You don't just sell him for peanuts. That's crazy.
Top 3 NBA player, top 3 basketball player in the world. Yeah. You don't just trade that guy for Anthony Davis and his eyebrows and 2 broken knees and a second-round pick. You know, that's just not something you do. It's an insane thing.
Hold on. We have breaking news right now off Twitter. Anthony Davis just fell down.
I was waiting for that. I've been waiting this whole I keep throwing it out there for you. I was waiting for it. Don't know how many times I can tee it up for you.
It was coming sooner or later. I was just letting the tension build, and then we would get to it. So there you go.
And the Jimmy Butler one sort of makes sense. He was a malcontent in Miami. Getting rid of him, fine, whatever. I guess he kind of helps the Warriors scoring, sort of, but
I don't know how him and that other asshole get along.
Oh no, there's no way. No, they're gonna fight each other.
Draymond's gonna drown him in a lake.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, those two guys are
right.
polar opposites, and they're actually not polar opposites. They're actually kind of the same guy.
Right.
He's gonna curb stomp that dude on the court.
Their future in Golden State was Wiggins. Like, he is a really good player. Like, you're not going to be able to go forward having any success in the coming 5 years with Steph and Draymond. Just not going to happen, right? They're too old. They're not going to be able to perform to the level that we saw them 10 years ago. Now you trade away your young superstar for Jimmy Butler. Like, what are you doing? Good luck.
And the other one,
Jimmy Butler's great for a month on any team that he's new to, especially with the young guys, because he works hard and he gets people like working, in the same. But once that attitude wears off on people, he's just a malcontent like everybody else. That's why he only lasted a couple years in Chicago. That's why he's forced his way out in Miami. Jimmy Butler just doesn't last very long in places because he's seen as a malcontent.
And I can say I get San Antonio's side on the De'Aaron Fox trade. I get that. San Antonio can use a solid point guard over there. I don't know what they're going to do this year, but that is a good piece for them, honestly. Putting him with Victor, that's not a bad idea. Valanciunas trade was weird, unnecessary seemingly. So
I think that might have been a proactive move to take Valanciunas off of the market so that LA didn't get him.
That might have been that. You might be 100% right. They might have just said, "Fuck it, we don't need him, but let's get him off."
There's not a lot of bigs out there that you could grab, and LA desperately now needs a big, and
especially now. Yeah,
they're honestly, LA is just setting themselves up for the future, and I don't know how the NBA keeps getting themselves away from it. LeBron's probably going to walk away from the game at the end of, if not this season, next season for surezies. And he's been hinting at it really hard this year. Doesn't have anything else to accomplish, right? Like, what's his last accomplishment? Catching Michael? He's not going to do that. No. So he's played with this kid. He's done everything else he can do. He just needs to retire. And I think this is the way that the Lakers save some face with that retirement and have somebody to look forward to for the next 10 years in Los Angeles.
You get a 25-year-old Latvian player who's 260 pounds, who hasn't played barely more than half of the games this year, who
And
can, when
right
he
now.
plays, yeah, right, exactly. He's hurt right now. He is legitimately one of the top 3 scorers in the league, as we've mentioned. He is a fantastic talent, could be a future MVP, but he hasn't quite made the jump to elite all-around player.
No,
he's an elite scorer. You know who he is? He's White Carmelo. This is who this guy is right now. He is White Carmelo. He can
better
score.
shooter still.
They both can shoot pretty good. Carmelo
Both
had a
can shoot
really
good,
good
but
shot.
I'd give Luka a little bit better on the consistency.
Nah, I think Luka's better at steamrolling people because he is so
True.
big and can run people over, and Carmelo was more slight. But you go shot for shot, they're even. Spot on even.
Yeah. He plays a little bit harder defense. Melo never even tried defense.
Luke, have you watched? When was the last time you watched a Mavs game?
Last year, honestly, during the playoffs.
Both sides of the floor.
No, I'm saying,
about it.
just hear me out, just for a second. He at least attempted defense during the playoffs a little bit. I don't remember seeing Carmelo ever go after a defender at any point.
Yeah, you know what? He did actually in 2009 in the playoffs.
Okay.
Try.
He did, okay.
Right. That
got
one run.
2009.
That was the year they went to the finals,
Yeah.
right? They went to the conference
Are
finals.
you talking about
Lakers.
2019? Because in 2009, he would have been like, what, 13, 12?
I think he's talking about Melo.
Oh,
talking about
Melo.
Carmelo.
I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about Luka.
No.
I was
I'm
like,
talking about Carmelo.
what are you talking about?
The only time Melo ever played defense was in the
Oh, yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah, that
That was his
playoff
best
run in
shot.
2009 when they lost to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Hey, I guess you're not wrong about that. But
That team
here's the
played good
big
team
question.
defense that year.
Luka can't control being traded to the Lakers. He had no control over that situation. He can control whether or not he re-signs with the Lakers. They already screwed him out of his big contract. So who's to say that he's going to want to stick around?
Right, he can get a max anywhere.
He might just say, I can get the same deal anywhere else
Yeah.
now after you just took my supermax away.
Yeah,
And
he
just
cannot
say,
get the
"Fuck it."
super max.
Yeah. He could just say, fuck it and leave. In 2 years?
Yeah, so let's go Luka Joker 2026.
That sounds fun.
I'd be down
Two
for that.
two big fucking Europeans.
Let's go. What do you got?
All right,
MJ?
well, let's get back to it, guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry, MJ. Get into this, buddy.
I just wanted to correct Matt. He called Luka Latvian. He's Slovenian.
Yeah.
I threw a Baltic state out there.
It was a
I knew
Baltic
was from
state.
one of those. I know
Well,
it's not
no,
Serbian.
Latvia is a Baltic state. Slovenia is a Balkan country.
Same thing.
Okay,
Miss
okay.
Troxel is so disappointed in you right now.
I could care less what Miss Troxel thinks.
It's a former German holding. Let's just put it that way.
They're not.
Soviet.
No, they're not German. Yes, Soviet.
Sorry,
We need
Russian
all
holding.
of you to go back to fucking 8th
I'm not
grade.
going back to
I don't
school.
do
I
social
haven't done it.
They're all over there. They're all over there.
No,
No.
German held it at one point. They took it from Russia during World War II.
Holy shit, we're
Not
getting
the
into history.
Balkans.
Let's get back into the football, huh? Let's talk about football. Let's talk
Okay.
about football.
Football.
All right, let's get into the football. It is Super Bowl week, y'all. And I know you guys are all super excited about the game. I know Neil's really excited about this game. I know Toaster down there is really excited about the Swifties and all that stuff going on Sunday. What do you guys think about this game before we get into it? What do you want to see on Sunday besides the football, outside of the game itself? I want each one of you to give me what you want to see, what you don't want to see, and who your MVP in this game is, because we're not allowed to bet on it. So I'm going to start with Frank,
Okay, so outside of the game, so nothing involving the game specifically.
except for
right?
the MVP.
Okay, so MVP, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw that out first. I think it's gonna be Saquon. Whether they win or lose, I think it's gonna be Saquon. As weird as it seems, we could have a loser with the MVP on this one. Because I think he's gonna do what no one's done before. So there you go. And then I want to see all the Marvel commercials. I'm super excited actually about all the new commercials for the Marvel movies. I know I'm a dork, but I don't care. I love that shit. And what I don't want to see, a puppy, whatever, what is that, puppy baby thing? Again, I don't never
Puppy
want to
baby
see that shit.
monkey.
Yeah, the puppy baby monkey. I hope we don't
I
get
thought you
another
were.
one of those.
I thought you were about
Baby.
ready to talk shit about the Puppy Bowl, and I was about ready to kick you off the
There,
podcast.
there were going to be words. There were
That
gonna be
creepy
words.
puppy baby monkey thing. They've trotted it out a couple times recent years, and I really don't want another one of those. That just freaks me out too much.
MJ, what do you think's going to happen in this game, and who's your MVP?
Oh, we weren't talking about the game.
Well, you're talking about stuff outside the game. I've already. Don't make me quantify this again. You know what you're talking about. Just do it.
My MVP was also going to be Saquon. I also couldn't bet on it. I want to see Kendrick Lamar play Not Like Us like 8 times, preferably. It would be funnier. Yeah, toaster, right?
I can't
I would
leave that
also
one up there
like-
long.
I would also like to see do you guys remember the commercial from like 2003 or 2004 where it was like .com or something, but the commercial was them firing hamsters out of a cannon?
Uh-huh.
I want that one back.
I remember those. They hit the boom,
just
whee, and then squeak and
smack
run
it,
away.
I think this is the same company that also unleashed a pack of wolves on children
They
for a
did.
commercial. Yeah.
O.co.
Yeah.
It was overstock at the time.
Yeah.
And awesome. Matt, what do you think about this game? What do you think about the non-football aspects and who
The
is your
non-football
MVP?
aspect, and I'm going to tag on just a little bit more of a layer of fun onto the Kendrick Lamar piece. I would love to see an entire stadium chanting "They not like us" 100 times. I think that's going to be awesome, and especially A minor, which is going to be amazing.
That's going to be unbelievable.
I'm going to depart from Frank just a little bit. If the Chiefs win, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I don't care what anybody else does because that's just the way the league is rigged. Not rigged, but the way it's set up.
He said it.
Bad
He said
choice
it.
of words.
It's on
That's
record. He said it.
Yeah, okay. Go fuck yourself. But if the Eagles win, it's going to be because Saquon has a great game. So I think Saquon will be the MVP if indeed the Eagles win.
All right. Well, that was a whole lot of fun. You know what's really fun, guys? And this is the last
Pew
time we
Pickem?
get to do it for a while. It's Pew Pew Pickem. Oh, hold on a second. I completely forgot. The Duchess has chimed in and give us a what she wants to see that's not football related. She would like to see a Jason Kelsey striptease on Sunday.
That could happen.
It could absolutely happen. We got pretty close last year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is he going to go pantless? That's what we're waiting for. Yeah.
that would qualify as a striptease.
Is he going to go full monkey, or is he going to go Winnie the Pooh? Maybe he could leave shirts on for once, go pants off.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh and just have Dangle McDanglerson right there.
I'll tell you
anyone's got a bear fetish is wishing for that. I'll tell you that much.
Probably, yeah.
I'll tell you what I want to see on Sunday. That's a tribute to Gene Mingo. We need some more Gene Mingo on Super Bowl Sunday so everybody knows about the word of Gene Mingo. Pass it around. Let's see it.
3.5 stars.
Right. The
Thanks.
word of
Appreciate
Mingo?
Whatever, man. Yeah, let's just talk about his stats and have a little clip show. We're doing clip shows. Yeah. Everybody gets a clip show. Why can't Gene have one? Why can't Mr. Mingo be involved? You know, they've got all day, all week to fill. Gene Mingo can't have a little video edit.
To answer Toaster, I believe it's going to be Eagles colors this time because he did the Chiefs colors ones already this week on the Lucha mask. So we're going to see the Jason and the Eagles Lucha mask this week.
Well, let's carry on to the game, shall we? Pew
shall.
Pew Pick'em. This is the last time we get to do it this year, guys. Pew Pew Pick'em. If you're unaware, we try to pick the games against the Vegas spread. During the regular season, I will limit these guys on the amount of time that they have to tell me about the game and the pick. During the playoffs, we have not been doing that. We have expanded it to have the spread against the game and also the spread of the total over points. For those of you who are unaware, Frank is in a little bit of a hole. He currently sits at 5 points for the postseason. Matt is at 6 1/3 by my scoring. This means Frank needs to catch up. And in order to make it interesting last week, we decided to bring your own bets. So, before we get into the actual game itself, I'd like to give Frank an opportunity to try to make up a point. And Matt would like to help you make up that point too. So this is a win-win, guys. Like, if this comes in, not only do you win a point, but then Matt gets it because he's going to make this bet too as you're listing it off, okay? And I have it. I'm going to do it too. So it's, if you win, I win. That's the way we play. We go, you win, I win. Bring your own bets. Frank, what is your bring your own bet to get a point back and make this within a point?
I'm also putting my own money on this one too, so that makes 3 of us. Okay, so I put together a 6-piece parlay. I'm going to start with the Saquon anytime touchdown. It's a -200. That's kind of a gimme one, but you had to have it in there. We know Saquon's going to get the ball. He's getting a touchdown. Part 2 of that, I'm going to go with a Jalen anytime touchdown at -115. And then I'm going to go with a Kelsey anytime touchdown. We know what's going to happen. It's the Super Bowl. I think he needs 2 to break the record. He's going to get 1 for sure. I'm going to go with, and that's at +125 for the Kelsey. I'm going to go with a Worthy anytime touchdown. I think he's they get that surprise touchdown out of nowhere from a receiver. I think it's going to be Worthy on this one. It's a +155.
That's Xavier Worthy for all of you scoring at home, not just Xavier anybody worthy of a touchdown. Yeah.
Yes, okay. Xavier Worthy.
We have some idiots that listen to us. Toaster, I'm looking at you. Love you, buddy. Carry on.
To go along with the Kelsey touchdown one, I'm also going to go with the Kelsey. I'm going to take the over on his yards. His yards is set at 62.5 at -118.
I have 60.5.
It was 62 a second ago. They might have changed.
Yeah.
It was 62 when I checked at it.
I'm going 60.5.
You get even better. There you go. And then I'm going to go with Saquon's total yards. Not just rush, his total yards. And it is, when I got it, it was at 128.5 at -115. So that is a total of go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I my headphones cut out for a second there. What was the correction on the Kelsey over under?
Apparently it's now 60.5.
68. So you're giving him the 60.5, Matt?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's good on my end. Matt? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Perfect. Sorry. And then Saquon still 128 at -115?
That's what he was.
Are you going the over or the
under? I'm doing the over.
So I can... in case you're curious about it, I did post it in the chat so you can see it too.
You're going Kelsey over 60?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're actually getting better odds than me on that one, so there you go.
Yeah, so I've got Saquon anytime, Jalen anytime, Kelsey anytime, Xavier anytime. I've got total rushing yards over 128.5 for Saquon, and I've got Travis over 60.5.
Yes.
Total.
For a +3,300 is what I got on it.
Well, while Matt's putting that bet in.
Okay. So I have placed it in my betting slip and I've hit the button, but I'm in Nashville and it's acting wonky. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So if this bet comes in and listener Toaster is saying that 5 of the 6 will come in, he's counting the Worthy as a miss. But 5 out of 6 is pretty good. So if that comes in, Matt and I both win. Frank wins some money. And Frank gets a full point back, which would bring him to 6. and Matt is at 6 1/3, which would make the rest of this really interesting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start with Frank on what you think about this game, just so we know we are talking about the Chiefs and Eagles. The Chiefs are the road team in New Orleans, so they will be wearing the whites, the Eagles in the green. The over-under on this game is at 48.5. That line has not moved in a week, and I am shocked by it. Also, this line has not moved since it's been posted, and that is Chiefs at minus 1.5. This has been the same since I've seen it. I am thoroughly shocked that this has not moved at all since I saw it the first time. Anyways, Frank, take it away. What do you think about this one?
Okay, so everyone knows Matt has already put his in, so we have no idea what he's going to be picking. So I'm picking blind right now.
Correct.
I am going. I hate myself a little bit. I am taking the Chiefs at the minus 1.5. I think they outright win, so that's kind of obvious. Even if it is on -1, I still think they get it. So there you go. I'm taking the over. I think this game's going to go over. I don't think these two teams are going to misfire in this game. I think it's going to be a lot of scoring, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's over. I'm going to go with it over 55, honestly. And then, yeah. There you go. So KC gets it and the over.
You're taking KC and the points. You're laying the 1.5. Okay.
I'm laying the 1.5.
Awesome. I will turn to the dipshit to see what she thinks about the Super Bowl at this time.
Sorry, I muted myself. Someone sent me a video. I think that I don't have a. Do I? No, I don't have an eagle. So fly, Charizard, fly. Fly, Charizard, fly. I want the Eagles to win.
So she's got the birds. Are you taking the over/under, or do you care?
What did you say the line was?
48.5 points.
Over.
Okie dokie. Anything else you'd like to throw in there?
I hope that if the Eagles win, that half of Philadelphia burns to the ground.
I mean, that's a very good possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get to the King Goon and what he has to say, I do have to turn to the Duchess to see if she has any comments on the Super Bowl. What say ye, Duchess, about Eagles and Chiefs this weekend?
I kind of want the Chiefs to lose because Mom is already insufferable.
I get that.
There's a reason why we're not going down there besides my just working. Anyways, Matt, what do you think about the Super Bowl this year?
I will preface all of this by saying, Frank, you've got a chance. There you go.
All right.
The key to this game is going to be, can Spags game plan for the unstoppable juggernaut that is the totality of the Eagles rushing game? Can he take Saquon away? Can they play good enough defense on first, second, and third down to take the tush push out of the conversation? And I'm here to tell you, I don't think that they can. They haven't played a team that runs this well at any time this year. Spags is definitely one of the top, probably 2 defensive coordinators. And I hate to say it, but he doesn't really get the flowers that he should. He's really good at game planning and taking what you do really well away from you. The problem is that the Eagles run the ball in such a way that it's not just one guy. It's a scheme that they run. And they've got multiple people in the backfield. They've got the tush push. Saquon is having a career year. It's the best year, clearly the best year of his career at any level, at 2,000 yards. I mean, good God, what a massive season he's had. I don't know that they've got the horses to be able to do that. And if you put that much emphasis into stopping the running game, the Eagles have more talent on the outside than, again, the Chiefs have faced really in the playoff season. You've got AJ, you've got Devontae, they've got a really good tight end in Goddard. I mean, they've really got some good players on that side of football, and I don't know if they've got the horses to be able to do it. I am picking the Eagles in this game. Is it because I really hate the Chiefs? Yeah, I think there's a bit of that there. But looking at it just objectively, this is as good an offensive team really as they've played, just from a pure top to bottom talent standpoint. The Bills are also very good offensively, but it's really around one guy. You can't really game plan for one guy when you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, because Jalen, as consistent as he is, he's not going to knock your doors off, but he's got great talent around him. And Saquon is a dog. Give me the Eagles. Give me the over. And if, for whatever reason, the Chiefs win, Frank's got a shot if the parlay comes in. So best of luck to all of us. Another mother.
There is, for as many times as I have given you guys shit for the last, I don't know, half of the season for being fucking boring on this, this got really interesting at the right time. Super Bowl Sunday, I'm going to be fixed with my, wait, what did he say about this shit? And I'm going to be watching this stuff while I'm not actually watching it because I'll be working. Anyways, there's the Super Bowl for you. Some of us picked the Eagles. One of us picked the Chiefs. Kind of desperation pick. But Vegas thinks that the Chiefs are going to win, too. They're currently at a 1.5-point spread. Neil's all over the place with his picks. I'm sure Toaster's – I'm not sure what Toaster's thinking either. He's a Swiftie, so I'm thinking he's probably going with Trav. I don't know. He texts up. Yeah, he's picking. Looks like that is a bird. The Eagles. He's got a bird. So yeah, there's our P1s right there. Toaster and Neil giving us their picks. We've got birds almost all the way around, guys, including the Duchess said birds as well. Frank,
you know what? I'm going to put you on the spot here, there, Mr. Running the show. You are going to have to make a selection here. And we won't. I'm going to make you pick this game because you haven't picked the game all year long. This is your time to shine and break this fucker down. Take it away, my brother.
Well, guys, we're talking about the Super Bowl, and you guys have made a lot of really, 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 really solid points. To me, one thing that you guys failed to mention was the head coaching situation. Yes, the both sides of the ball are captained on both teams by great guys on both sides of the ball, like both offensive coordinators, awesome. Both defensive coordinators, amazing. We know this, right? But we're talking about Nick Sirianni versus my guy, Fat Andy. The big points go to Fat Andy. We all know what Fat Andy's record looks like after a week off. He game plans with the best of them. That being said, this game's going to be a lot closer than the last couple because this is the best Birds team we've seen, and they've had some good ones. Yes, they've had some turmoil on the sidelines. Yes, it's been enjoyable. For me, this is a tough one. Give me Chiefs all day, and it will be by a field goal. Unfortunately, it will be by a field goal. But I'm thinking it's actually going to be the under as well. Historically, with the exception of a few that the Broncos have been often a part of, the Super Bowls are not exactly high-scoring affairs, especially in the first quarter when the teams are feeling each other out. Yes, I know these teams have good knowledge of each other, but it is still the Super Bowl, and you haven't played in 2 weeks. Give me the Birds in a low-scoring affair. I'm talking 19-16. Really weird score, really kind of a boring game. The commercials are going to be a lot of fun, and everyone's going to talk shit for a month and a half about it. And then
is 19-16 the scorigami?
I believe it is because I don't.
It might be.
That would be a weird.
It might
one.
be.
By the way,
I was going to go 2017, but that's actually what I've been thinking the whole time. But somebody actually guessed it in the comments, and he was joking about it, so I'm not going to do that. Which is why I'm saying 19-16. Guys, Chiefs win by 3.
That's such a weird score.
Hey, you guys.
It is not scorigami.
It's happened.
Scored 55 times.
Holy shit!
It is. It is not
That's
even
a surprising amount of time.
Probably a lot of them were, in the 60s and 70s when, quarterbacks were kicking a lot.
There was one December 20. The last game that happened was December 2023, Texans versus Titans.
Oh, well, there you go. That sounds not that long ago.
Sounds like a fucking snore fest.
Sounds like a
Jesus.
Texans and Titans game.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
great.
like an awful game to watch, and I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah. If the Chiefs win, I have to buy a Chris Jones jersey for my wife, by the way. So we'll see how this plays out.
Whew, that's why he's going to retire at the end of the year.
That's why she wants it in probably his last Super Bowl. Because she already has a Patty Super Bowl jersey. She has a Kelsey jersey from last year. She wants the Chris Jones jersey.
You people in your shirts with professional people's names on them, man. I've got in my closet, I have several jerseys, right? One of them is the Jerry Rice from when he was on the team. It was the Jerry Rice Broncos jersey.
Oh, Jesus. You actually bought one of those?
I did, yes. I had to seek that one out. The Jerry Rice 19.
Wow.
And then that's the only jersey I've ever actually spent any of my own money on. The only other jersey I have with a name on it that's not mine, because yes, I do have one with my name on it, but that was gifted to me, so I stop it, all of you. But the other one is a gift from this guy, because the Red Sox beat the Rockies in the World Series, and so I got a David Ortiz red jersey that I will be wearing next week probably on the show.
Oh, I can wear my Red Sox jersey too. Mine's even
yes. And I always wear it the week after the Super Bowl to remind Matt that it's baseball season again.
Mine would make Sarah so pissed. It's a Trevor Story Red Sox jersey.
Oh, it would. It absolutely.
Damn it,
I forgot you had that thing. I forgot you had that thing.
I bought it in Boston.
Oh man.
I've got some names in my closet. I've got a Chubb. Salute to service. The year he actually got traded, we bought it the preseason before, so that was great. That was awesome. Thank you, Denver, for trading him away. There is a DeMarcus Ware jersey in my closet that is primarily worn by my wife because she's a giant fan of DeMarcus Ware, mostly because of his smile. It has nothing to do with his on-field antics and the way he was just dominant, but just because she thinks he's hot. I do have a Peyton Manning. I've got an Elway, and then I've got 4 jerseys that have my name on them because that's just what we've done for the last 30 years.
That's just what we do for our family.
I have no self-titled jerseys.
Still, one of the greatest bathroom stories I've ever heard is, hey, who's, and I'm not going to say the name, obviously. Hey, who's, that's me. Who the fuck are you?
There you go.
Right.
Oh, man, that is good stuff.
I watched that happen because asked the guy to put out a cigarette inside.
In the pisser.
I watched that whole thing in the pisser. I'm like, oh, here we go. I am going to have to swing on this guy with my
boy.
I have 2 Atwater jerseys. I have a Joker jersey from the finals. I have a finals jersey from when they won. And then I have a Scottish rugby kit. That's what I have. I'm guessing not many people have that. Actually from Scotland.
No.
I do have another baseball jersey with the name on it, but it's another one I didn't pay for. My buddy and 2 of you know him, Big Mark, donated to me a away jersey that's got Pedro Martinez's number on the back and name. So I do have that one. Yeah, that one still fits. He outgrew it 20 years ago, and I have it 20 years ago. So
wow.
But that man is like 450 pounds, and we love every single inch of him. Every single inch of that bastard. God bless Big Mark. He wrote a book. We're reading through his book right now. That's a true story. Yeah, Mark wrote a book. Yeah, I've got a book.
A couple years ago?
No, that you're thinking about the Naughton. Yeah, you're thinking
friends.
about the Matt Naughton book.
Yeah, you got 2 best friends.
I know. I know. Well, I know. I need to fucking do something. Shit. Yeah, Matt Naughton did publish a book. That actually did happen. We have a copy of it here somewhere. But yeah, Mark Steiner wrote a book, and I'm currently reading through it right now. So it's an interesting read for sure. More on that at a later time when we get some more going there. But anyways, we love you, Big Mark, and hopefully you're doing all right. Why do you need a Peyton Manning? Which Manning do you? Okay, Neil, let's quantify this. Which Manning?
Arch. He wants an arch.
Which Manning do you want here? This is important.
Hey, got like 4 options.
I know there's so many. Speaking of which, did you guys see?
Coop.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see Minnie Manning throwing dimes to Jamar Chase this week?
Yes,
That was so awesome.
Oh my god, that reminds me. Did you guys watch Jameis interviewing during the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That has been my favorite part of the week. Holy shit!
That just crawled across my TikTok FYP about 2 hours ago, and
it was glorious.
When Saquon, or who was it that asked him if it was like, will you guys sign an undrafted free agent? He's like, I think New York needs a quarterback.
Yeah, he said, I need a new team.
Which one?
What team should I go to? So you should go to New York. Which one?
Which one? Giants.
It should be either. It's, the real answer on that one. Yeah,
they both need quarterbacks.
The New York Football Giants need quarterback help and all other help too.
But yeah,
everywhere.
Jameis as an interviewer, whoever did that, you're a fucking genius for allowing that to happen.
I know Matt saw the one that I sent. I don't know if Mark saw it, but there was one there. He was talking to like a different interviewer guy, and the interviewer guy's like, you used to do interviews on the other side, but how's it feel to like be on the dark side and like actually be the one interviewing? And he's like, well, since I've been out the womb, I've been on the dark side. Jesus Christ.
That's hilarious. Him feeding W's to Travis was fucking awesome.
Oh boy. Well, and that leads us to kind of the end. And this is the end of the show. It's always sad and bittersweet when we get to the end of the show, but it is sweet because we have things to talk about. And that is the dipshit of the week. We've already talked about several dipshits on this podcast, and we are all dipshits, but we have one dipshit in mind, and that's our own dipshit of the week, and the dipshit for always. Our producer, well, kind of producer. We'll still call her the producer because that's more fun. Dipshit, take it away.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I was muted. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of one. I was gonna say Jameis. I think I'm gonna stick with Jameis, but like dipshit in a positive way, like how I'm dipshit. He's dipshit. Because those interviews were every single one I saw was hilarious.
Franklin.
I think I'm actually gonna go kind of in the same vein. Someone who basically called himself out on this one. I'm going to go with a positive dipshit and Deion Sanders, who recognizes he's kind of a dipshit too when it comes to coaching football. So he's not going to go to the pro level, and admitted that. He's like, I can't coach at the pro level. It's good here in college. I'm going to stick with the college. So I'm going to go in the same vein of he's a dipshit for the right reasons. He recognizes his limitations and is willing to fully eat that. Which you got to appreciate that. You got to appreciate a little bit of honesty like that sometimes.
I'm going to let Matt close this segment out. So I'm going to jump in and do my thing here. Normally when awful trades happen and things of that nature, we feel bad for things that happen. Normally when fan bases get terrible head football coaches and things of that nature and do stupid things, you kind of be like, I feel bad for those people, just as a group. It happens a lot. The people of Cleveland do not deserve the Browns they've got. That's not their fault. They're not that bad of a people. I'm sure that they're just in a crappy town with crappy ownership and a crappy team. But when the Dallas market has anything bad happen to them, it is time to party. We absolutely love when
that music cuts out his audio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
The music cuts out your audio.
That's too bad. Anyway, so these are the people who are in our face all the time about how their team is playing and how they're doing, and the Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl. We are force-fed Cowboys and Mavs nonsense all the time because they are a giant media market, and now they have to just sit there and watch bad basketball forever because their team did something incredibly fucking idiotic, and I don't feel bad for their fans at all. I don't. So Dallas Mavericks, you did something awesome, by putting those people into a panic, and I love you for it. So I guess it's a positive dipshit of the week as well for the Dallas Mavericks ownership group to trade. I will spin it and say I will go positive as well. Dallas Mavericks ownership group, thank you for making Cowboys fans mad. Matt, what is your dipshit?
I have co-dipshits of the week, and they are absolutely related to each other. My first dipshit of the week is one LeBron James. He has tried to sell us that he did not have any input, any decision-making, or any other ways to influence this trade for getting rid of AD and bringing in Luka. The entire world knows that you are full of shit. You forced a team to draft your son and put him in a position to where the entire basketball world laughs at him. The entire league knows that you are running that team regardless of what it is you say. And you decided to bring in Luka and get rid of AD without having a solve at your 5. You, my friend, are the dipshit of the week. My second dipshit, which is related to this, sort of. Jerry Jones, you've missed an incredible opportunity to point out to the entire world that you're not the worst general manager. You should be screaming from the mountaintops how you would never make a trade like this, how you would never gut your franchise like this, how you would never treat your fans like this, and you've missed on the chance to tell all of Dallas how you are now not the worst general manager in Dallas history. Nope, you still are because you fucked up, you gigantic dipshit. Those are my dipshits.
Oh, those were solid.
He kind of did sell when he got rid of Jimmy Johnson because Jimmy didn't do what he said.
Those were solid.
That was a pretty fucking dumb.
That was how fucking long ago was that? I'm
I
talking
know,
about right
but
now.
Dallas fans remember that.
He's
Dallas fans remember that.
I have heard very reputable NBA people say that this was the trade of the century.
Oh, yeah.
And granted, I think it's out of control to call it that, but I have heard reputable NBA people call this the trade of the century. Getting rid of Jimmy Johnson
if
was
you
not.
look at it, this century,
No, you're not wrong. Right.
The trade of the century in the NBA. Like, I can't think of more big name players, superstar max players getting swapped. It might be the trade of the century.
And the only thing I can think of,
it was bad.
The only thing I can think of that's close is the Melo trade. That's the only thing I can think of.
I was going to say the KG trade.
Oh yeah, the KG trade too.
That was, what a move by Boston. I mean, they bought themselves a championship off of that.
Yes, they should have gotten more, and I'll never forgive that fucking coach for that. I will never forgive that fucking coach for that. Should have had more.
Fuck.
Should have had more.
Anything that bad happens to Boston, we root for.
The worst head coach that keeps getting the best rosters in the NBA. I don't know how that fucking happens. Jesus Christ, I don't understand it.
Because he was
I
successful.
fucking hate Doc Rivers so much, dude. Oh my god, I hate Doc Rivers so much. He cost us so many rings in Boston. They had 5.
Who's us?
Hold
on. Who's us?
I was KG was my favorite player.
Yeah. Okay.
Kevin Garnett was my favorite player, and when he went to the Celtics, I became a diehard Celtics fan.
You were not.
I was not, but I was a Kevin Garnett fan. Did you root for the teams?
You were such a front.
No, I root for players in the NBA.
I'll say it
That's
again.
fine. I've got a team. That's the Nuggets.
Favorite players in the NBA too, and I still hope San Antonio gets their ass kicked every single game. Fuck them.
That's a bad job by you.
Victor, he's awesome.
All right, I'm putting this fucking thing to bed.
He's a fucking alien. Call the Man in Black.
Talk about things that you want to talk about, and do a good job this time. Stop screwing this up.
Okay. I don't have anything to talk about.
He fucking said K.
Super Bowl this week. I hope the meteor strikes. I'm on the Christian McCaffrey line for that. I hope the meteor hits and none of us get to actually watch this game. There you go. The Nuggets are looking good. I'm happy about that. And then, yeah, catch me on the socials at Tank Knox and Knox Nostalgic Collectibles. Yeah, I'm not selling my cookies currently. I mean, I always am. But I am fully in Girl Scout mode at this point for the next month. And we are selling Girl Scout cookies.
If you
So
guys
there
don't
you go.
if you guys don't have a hookup for Girl Scout cookies, what are those socials again, Frank? What are those?
Tank Knox and Knox Nostalgic Collectibles.
Yeah, and you can
Message
see
me
him
on either of those.
Yeah, just hit him up and he'll get you up with some cookies.
Oh yeah, we ship. You'll take your order, send it delivery, you'll get it sometime soon.
Buy some cookies from this man.
We've already sold a decent amount. It's kind of crazy, actually.
What do you got?
There's Girl Scout cookies.
They sell themselves.
Sell themselves. Jesus.
Michaela, what you got?
Did you know that there's a player in the NBA named Val Nichushkin?
Yes.
I heard Matt mention him earlier. He got traded. I don't know if that's what you were talking about him.
That's Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
It looks like Val Nichushkin.
Yeah.
Like you squint one eye.
Yeah. And it's actually his whole last
That's not
name.
two separate names.
It's not Valeri Nichushkin. It's
Valanciunas.
Yeah. From over there.
Well, and he's actually from a Baltic state. You should like this guy. He's from the wrong one. He's from Lithuania, not Latvia.
The couple of those guys in that last trade that happened today look like they were played on bad Scrabble boards. It's like, oh, I can't do anything with these letters. I'll just make a name. That's what I'm saying. Not him.
K-H-R-Y-S. Yeah.
And I believe Valanciunas' first name is Jonas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, it is Jonas. Yeah, Jonas Valanciunas.
All right, Matt, what you got? Take us home.
We make light of the betting piece, and I talked about this a little bit last week, but make sure you're betting safely and doing the things that you need to do to not put yourself into harm's way. Make sure you buy some of Frank's cookies. They're really good. Make sure you listen to us often and click many times, because God knows we're not getting paid for this shit, but it sure as hell is fun. And finally, make sure you catch us on all of our social channels. You can find My Brother's an Idiot on Facebook at My Brother's an Idiot. You can find us on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok at The Idiot Goons. You can find Mark on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok at Poffle Time. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Poffleupagus and on TikTok at King Goon Smoke. Back to you.
That 16-19 game, MJ just sent us the scoring detail on it. That sounds like an awful game. There's oh my god, this game is off. There's so many field goals, and it went to fucking overtime too. This game was in fucking overtime.
16-19 sucks.
I remember.
We would have.
saying it. Yeah.
What an awful game.
Will Levis scored. That's all you need to know is Will Levis
with the
scored.
banana with the peel on.
And Nick Folk kicked. Wait,
Nick Folk kicked the
Nick
ball.
Folk?
And Elijah Molden returned an intercept. Whoa. Oh, Nick Folk with the kick got the extra point. That's what that's saying. That's the extra kick. He missed one extra point and got the next one.
And Kaimi Fairbairn. Have you actually seen Kaimi Fairbairn's full name? His first name is like John. And then his middle and third and fourth name are like Kaimi Fairbairn. So he doesn't go by John Fairbairn. He goes by Kaimi, which has a bunch of letters after it. Love that.
All right, boys. Let's you guys have a wonderful evening and bruh.